Hello students, welcome to the course on network theory. In the previous video, we have seen the elements in series, right? So today we will see the elements in parallel. I am Shivanand Kulkarni, the Department of ECE, IITM Bhatkal. Elements in parallel. Okay, so compared to the series connection, here roles of current and voltage get interchanged. Okay, so that is only the difference. Here Kirchhoff's current law will be come into picture, and Kirchhoff's voltage law should not be violated here. Okay, so just we see the properties first, and then we'll see one by one elements. Okay, so just if you see, elements are said to be connected in parallel if two terminals are connected to the same two nodes. That is, each element is in parallel connection if two elements share its two terminals with every other element in the connection. Okay, so just you can see parallelly in the figure. Okay, so where the elements are connected and parallelly, so the same node, another element is connected here. Okay, it is in parallel notation. Again same way, another element is connected in parallel to the first element. Okay, instead of showing like this a curved one, so normally in electric topology we'll draw the straight lines. Okay, so that's why it is shown like this. And what is the same voltage exists across each of the elements. So voltage whatever you apply here between the first element, the same will holds good for the other elements. Okay, so Vx is same, V1, V2, V3 all are at the same voltage potential. Okay, and the current across the ends of the parallel connection is equal to the sum of individual elements current. Okay, so here current is going to break. So in this branch it is going to be I1, and the second branch it is going to be I2, third branch it is I3, like that n number of elements you can have, and the total current Ix whatever coming to this node, it will be equal to summation of these individual currents I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay, so in series connection you had voltage is equal to individual voltages and current is same across each element. So just a contrary to this. Okay, series connection. Continuing further, we'll see now the examples. Okay, so first we'll take up the element same as resistors in parallel. Okay, so same way in the element place I have connected now resistor notation. Okay, okay, so the elements R1, R2, R3 are denoted here, and the voltage across the three elements is same V, and the current here is total current I. Okay, and the branch current through each element is I1, I2 and I3. So now you have to use the relation of I. Okay, because I is changing here, V is same, so that's why by Ohm's law, what is I1 is for resistor, it is V by R1. So in series connection we used to write in terms of V, because V is changing, I is same, so we used the equation V equal to IR. Okay, so here we'll use I equal to V by R. So similarly second element I2 is equal to V by R2, V is constant, and I3 is equal to V by R3. And if we replace it by a single equivalent resistance, we denote it as RP. Okay, so voltage is same and the current is I, so then I is equal to V by RP. Okay, so this is the equivalent resistance. If you substitute then from the properties of parallel connection, total current I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. I is nothing but V by RP, I1 is nothing but V by R1, I2 is equal to V by R2, I3 is equal to V by R3. So V is constant, so if you take, so both side it will cancel out. Okay, so what is remaining is 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. It is for any n number of elements. So from this we can state that the reciprocal of equivalent resistance of a number of resistances connected in parallel is equal to the sum of the reciprocals of the individual resistances. Okay, so from the Ohm's law or the equation of voltage and current, we are able to derive this equation. Okay, so what you have to do is making note. So this formula you should remember. Okay, so the remaining all you have studied, but for network theory, when we solve problems when resistors comes in parallel, you need to use this formula. Okay, similarly in series connection also. Okay, so next we'll see inductors in parallel. Okay, the same way we'll take the equation of voltage and current. So the three inductors are connected now here, L1, L2 and L3. Okay, so this, if you replace it by a equivalent inductance, we call that as a parallel inductance, LP. Okay, denote it as LP. So again we have to write the equation now in terms of I1. Okay, so V, it was easy, right? L into di by dt used to write. So now in terms of current, I1 is equal to 1 by L1 V of t dt. So voltage is constant, so it will not change. So L1 is changing. I2 of t is equal to 1 by L2 integration V of t dt. I3 is equal to 1 by L3 V of t dt. So how I got this equation? You can go back and see the passive circuit elements video. Okay, so this is the basic equation writing in terms of current. So then I of t is equal to the, for this I of t, 1 by LP integration V of t dt. So now if you substitute using the property of parallel connection, so the total current I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So just substitute this. So 1 by LP integration V dt is equal to, so here integration V of t dt is common, so that's why it is taken outside and you have written this one. And in this equation, integration V of t dt, integration V of t dt cancel out. So you'll get 1 by LP is equal to 1 by L1 plus 1 by L2 plus 1 by L3, which is same as resistors, right? The reciprocal of equivalent inductance of a number of inductances connected in parallel is equal to the sum of the reciprocals of the individual inductances. Sum of the reciprocals of the individual inductances. Okay, so if you have to calculate LP here, so you have to take the again inverse of this. So, okay, 1 by LP you will get some value, and that value you have to do 1 by, then you will get the LP value. Okay, that we are substituting as a equivalent inductance. Okay, so this is the method. So finally we'll see in capacitors in parallel. Okay, so what is the equation? So again, three capacitors are connected here, C1, C2 and C3. Voltage across the capacitor, all the three elements is same V, and the current through each branch is here I1, I2, I3. Only thing required here is the equation now. So current equation in terms of capacitor is C1 into dV by dt. Voltage is constant, so dV by dt. I2 is equal to C2 into dV by dt. I3 is equal to C3 into dV by dt. And the total current. So this, if we replace it by a single equivalent capacitance, so we denote it as CP. Okay, parallel capacitance in that sense. Okay, so it is I equal to CP into dV by dt. Again, properties of parallel connection. Current is equal to sum of individual currents I1 plus I2 plus I3. Substitute there, I is equal to CP dV by dt, and here dV by dt is common, taken outside. So C1 plus C2 plus C3. So this dV by dt both cancel out. So Cp you are getting as C1 plus C2 plus C3. Not clearly visible, so you can able to understand, right? So here the equivalent capacitance is equal to the sum of individual capacitances. So in series connection you had resistor and inductor. It is a R1, R2, R3, L1 plus L2 plus L3. Okay. Whereas capacitance you had 1 by Cp equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. But in parallel connection, it is a dual. So resistors and inductors you will have 1 by reciprocal of that, and capacitor you will have Cp is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. So this is about passive element. Similarly, now active sources, how they react to the parallel connections. Okay, so that we'll see. Current sources in parallel. So this is straight away understood from the analogy, right? So instead of element, we connected now three current sources. From the properties of parallel connection, current is nothing but summation of individual currents. So if you have these three currents, you can replace it by a single current, whichever direction it is there. Okay, so whichever is having the value. So based on the calculation, I equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. For example, you have 1 amp, 2 amp and 3 amp current. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 6 amp. You can write it straight away. No need of writing 3 times the current source. You can replace it by a single current source with a 6 amp current. Okay, so this is how you have to use it in a network problems. Okay, that's why these concepts are taken here. So the next one, voltage sources in parallel. So as we have seen in series connection of current sources is not permitted. Same way, voltage sources in parallel is not permitted. Okay, so remember this. So why? Because it is violating the Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay, so Kirchhoff's voltage law, what it says, whatever voltage you are providing, so the summation of voltages should be equal to 0, right? So here v1 is there, v2 is there, so some different value it is coming, right? So it is not permitted, so KVL is violated because of that reason, unless v1 is equal to v2. If v1 and v2 is equal to same, then it is no issues. So you can either take v1 or v2, one you can remove it from the circuit. Okay, so that is what. So if you have two voltage sources in parallel, or three voltage sources in parallel, or two voltage sources, it is equal to v1 if v2 is equal to v1. In case v2 is not equal to v1, then that connection is not permitted. Okay, so remember this. Voltage sources cannot be connected in parallel unless two sources have identical voltages. Due parallel connection of voltage sources, large current may flow and may damage batteries. Okay, so sometimes you may observe this in house and all. Okay, so the devices may be damaged because of the fluctuation in current. Okay, that is because there may be high current or high voltage coming through this network. Okay, so that's why these connections should be avoided. Okay, so this is about parallel connection. So in next we will see some of the two important properties. Okay, so we'll see a series parallel combination. Okay, so hybrid connection we will see in this video. Series parallel combination of dissimilar element. Okay, so that means if you have an element and if you have an voltage source, if you have an element or current source, so these are two important properties. This we will use it in solving problems. Okay, so go through this. So first important property is series combination of an element and a current source. If you have any element, okay, other than current source, it may be voltage source, resistor, inductor or capacitor, so that we replace it written as a element here. Okay, element RLC voltage source in series with a current source is always equal to a current source. Okay, so when you are reducing a network reduction, when you are doing, if you see any current source in series with any of these element, you can straight away remove that element from the network. It is not going to affect your network. Okay, so that we call it as trivial. Any element, active or passive, in series with an ideal current source is trivial. That means it does not have any effect on the circuit operation. Okay, so this is the important property. So we'll see example. Okay, one we will consider active element and passive element. Okay, so here we have taken an active element like voltage source. Okay, so this is an ideal current source, and if you connect a voltage source like this, if it is there, so which one you should consider? In series connection, always you should consider it as a current source will have. Okay, if an ideal current and voltage source are in series, then the voltage source get shorted. Okay, so shorted means what? It does not have, so it will be shorted like that, it will be line shorted. Okay, we'll see later short and open circuit. Similarly, we'll take one passive element example for this. So if you consider resistor, which is a simple one to analyze, right? So I naught and resistor, so this is also not allowed. Okay, so if you have resistor, it will get shorted. So a resistor in no way affects the current flow from source, right? So a resistor in series with a current source may be omitted from the network representation. Okay, so there may be lots of elements like this, trivial elements will be present in your network. You should remove by using these two properties. Okay, so this is the first property. Any element in series with a ideal current source should be a current source itself. Okay, so similarly now we will see a parallel combination of a voltage source. Okay, of an element and a voltage source. Okay, so this is also trivial here, so just look at. Okay, so if you have an voltage source and if you have any of the elements, okay, it may be passive elements like RLC or a current source, then we should give weightage to voltage source. Okay, so that is voltage source itself. Similarly, any element, active or passive, in parallel with an ideal voltage source is trivial. Okay, so this you should remember. Okay, very important properties. Solving the first set of problems in module 1, we'll be using this very frequently. Okay, so now we'll see the example to illustrate this with one active and passive element. So if a voltage source in parallel with a current source. Okay, previous case you had voltage source in series with a current source, you consider it as a current source. Same way, if you have any ideal voltage source in parallel with a current source, then you should consider it as a voltage source, and this current source gets opened. Okay, open means what? So this open. Okay, so there is no element at all, open. So that's why you will not have any element in parallel with it. If an ideal voltage and current sources are in parallel, then the current source gets opened. We'll see this open and short circuits in the next video. Okay, so this is about the property. So finally we'll take one passive element like resistor. Okay, so this is what shown here. So if you have an voltage source in parallel with a resistor, so then resistor will get opened. Okay, so you'll have only voltage source itself. A resistor in parallel with a voltage source may be ignored or omitted entirely from the network representation, since the current through this R is determined only by the voltage source and not by the remainder of the network. Okay, so since whatever current going through this will be calculated from this voltage itself, that's why I can easily remove. Okay, so remember this, whatever we have studied so far, the minute concepts. Okay, small concept, make note of that. Okay, so already you have gone through in basic electrical engineering, it may be in your first semester or second semester. So although long gap is there, so that's why I have taken up this part. Okay, so actually not required me to do, but still I have taken up this. Okay, so especially elements in series parallel combination, these are very important, and the equations, voltage and current relation between each of these elements are very essential. Okay, so this is enough for today. So in the next video we'll finish it off, this basic concept lecture series. Okay, we'll be considering some small things whatever left out so far, we'll consider, and we'll wind up the basic concepts lecture series. Next we will consider the module 1 actual concepts. Okay, so if you have not gone through the previous videos, kindly go from the first video. Okay, step by step you go and come back. Okay, thank you, we'll see in the next video.